Most people lose power in small moments, not big battles, not in wars, not in public defeats, but in tiny emotional reactions. A reply they should not have sent, a defense they did not need to give, an explanation no one earned, a message written in heat, a correction made out of ego, a response given too fast. And just like that, control leaks. The crowd is trained to react. Strategic minds are trained to remain still. From childhood, you are conditioned to respond when called, defend when accused, explain when questioned, react when provoked. This creates a predictable human machine. Push, it answers. Accuse, it explains. Insult, it reacts. Doubt, it overclarifies. And anything predictable can be controlled. Cold strategists across history understood something uncomfortable. Emotional responsiveness is a leash. The more easily someone can pull a reaction out of you, the more they can steer your behavior without your permission. Silence is not weakness. It is friction. It makes manipulation expensive. The first dark rule, reaction, is a resource. Treat it like money. Spend it rarely. Every time you react emotionally, you reveal three things at once: what hurts you, what matters to you, and where you are vulnerable. Most people reveal this freely. They call it honesty. Power thinkers call it exposure. Watch two people under insult. One fires back instantly. One watches quietly. The room learns more from the first person's anger than from the second person's silence. The silent one keeps informational advantage. When you react, you hand your opponent a psychological map. Provokers are not trying to win arguments. They are trying to measure your buttons. Once measured, they press them again with precision. That is why some people repeat the same tone, same jokes, same accusations, because they are testing reaction reliability. Unreliable reactions break manipulation loops. The second rule: explanation creates hierarchy below the listener. When you over-explain yourself to people who did not earn authority, you silently accept lower position. You signal that their approval is required, that their judgment matters, that their misunderstanding is dangerous to you. High-leverage individuals do not rush to clarify themselves to random critics, gossip circles, emotional interrogators, or passive-aggressive questioners. They understand a brutal social truth. People who demand instant explanations are usually trying to claim control, not seek truth. Not every question deserves an answer. Some deserve stillness. Over-explaining is usually fear wearing logic clothing. Fear of being disliked, misjudged, misunderstood, excluded. So the mouth runs to repair image, but constant image repair lowers perceived strength. Calm non-defensiveness raises it. When a person is truly secure, they do not chase every misunderstanding with a bucket of words. The third rule: ignoring is a dominance move when done correctly. Most people ignore out of helplessness. That is avoidance. Strategic ignoring is different. It is chosen, calm, and visible. It says, this stimulus is too small to deserve my energy. Attention is social oxygen. Remove it, and many behaviors suffocate. Drama needs witnesses. Provocation needs participation. Gossip needs response. Bait needs bite. When you refuse to supply the second half of the circuit, the behavior collapses. This is why certain manipulators escalate when first ignored. Louder tone, sharper words, bigger gestures. They are not stronger, they are starving. Stay still long enough and escalation burns their credibility instead of your nerves. Do not interrupt your opponent while they are self-exposing. The fourth rule: delayed response multiplies authority. Instant replies feel emotional even when logical. Delayed replies feel considered even when simple. Time gap creates perceived depth. It suggests evaluation, not impulse. Fast reaction says, "You moved me." Slow response says, "I evaluated you." You don't need complex language to look powerful. You need controlled timing. In negotiation rooms, The most dangerous person is often the quietest one who speaks last, not because they are smarter, but because everyone else revealed their position first. Silence collects data, talking spends it. The fifth rule, emotional neutrality, is camouflage. When people cannot read your emotional state easily, they become cautious. Humans constantly scan faces and tone for leverage signals. Anger, excitement, insecurity, eagerness, all are exploitable. Neutral composure removes easy handles. This does not mean cold personality. It means controlled display. Smile, but not excessively. Agree, but not eagerly. Disagree, but not emotionally. The goal is not to be robotic. The goal is to be unreadable under pressure. Unclear emotional signals force others to act more carefully around you. Careful opponents make fewer bold manipulations. The sixth rule, selective deafness protects momentum. Not every criticism is feedback. Not every opinion is insight. Not every warning is wisdom. Some voices are anchors disguised as advisors. They slow you, doubt you, drain you, and call it realism. If you react to every negative voice, your direction becomes crowd-steered. Power requires signal filtering. Ask one question: does this voice build my accuracy or just my anxiety? Ignore anxiety voices. Study accuracy voices. Many successful operators develop a habit that looks arrogant from outside. They do not engage with low credibility criticism at all. No defense, no debate, no correction. Movement continues. That continuity itself becomes the answer. Results are the most efficient explanation. The seventh rule, controlled indifference creates psychological gravity. People lean toward what does not chase them. This is true in status, negotiation, attraction, and influence. When you stop reacting desperately, explaining nervously, and responding instantly, your presence becomes heavier. Neediness repels. Composure pulls. Most people try to win respect by proving themselves repeatedly. Strategic minds earn respect by not needing to prove themselves constantly. They let behavior compound instead of arguments multiply. Indifference is dangerous when fake, but powerful when rooted in self-direction. Now understand the deeper layer. Never react, never explain, just ignore does not mean become passive. It means choose your engagement points instead of surrendering them. You still act, but on your clock. You still speak, but by design. You still respond, but with purpose. Impulse is replaced by selection. There is also a hidden defensive benefit. When you stop reacting publicly, manipulators lose calibration data. They cannot tune their strategy against you easily. You become a low-signal target. Most manipulators switch targets when feedback loops disappear. Predators prefer responsive prey. Let's go darker. Some people provoke you not because they hate you, but because moving your emotions gives them psychological control. Even negative control feels like power to them. Your anger is their confirmation of influence. Emotional non-reaction removes their reward. Watch interrogation experts, elite negotiators, high-level deal-makers. They are trained to keep facial and tonal variance low under pressure, because emotional spikes leak bargaining position. Calm is not personality there. It is armor. Another uncomfortable truth. Explaining yourself too much invites more accusations, not fewer, because it signals that accusation works. Interrogators increase pressure when suspects over-explain. Social manipulators do the same. Short answers reduce hooks. Long defenses create hooks. Say less than you can, not more than you should. People also misread restraint as weakness at first. That is fine. Underestimation is often useful. Loud defenders get challenged more. Quiet movers get bypassed, and bypass is freedom. You don't need to win every perception round. You need to win the long position. There is also reputation math involved. People trust those who are not constantly trying to repair their image. Stability signals honesty. Over-clarification signals insecurity. Even when truthful, confidence is often judged by reaction control, not word quality. Now apply this to conflict. When attacked unfairly, you have 4 options: counterattack, defend, explain, or disengage. Only one preserves maximum energy: disengage unless stakes are real. Not every arrow deserves a shield. Emotional fighters want visible combat. Strategic actors choose invisible positioning. They let weak attacks die from lack of audience energy. Public silence often forces private doubt in attackers. Why didn't they react? That doubt is more corrosive than your defense would be. Confusion is sometimes stronger than rebuttal, but discipline is required. Non-reaction is hardest exactly when ego wants movement, when insult feels personal, when accusation feels unfair, when misjudgment feels intolerable. That is the test point. Control at low pressure is common. Control at insult is rare. That rarity creates advantage. Build a pause ritual. When triggered, do nothing for 1 cycle. 1 breath, 1 minute, 1 hour if needed. Most bad reactions expire if not expressed immediately. Emotion has a half-life. Let it decay before speaking. Another Machiavellian tactic: redirect attention instead of defending position. If someone questions you aggressively, answer the frame, not the charge. Or ask a calm counter-question. Calm questions shift power balance faster than heated answers. He who asks controls direction. He who defends follows direction. Ignoring is not always silence. Sometimes it is topic refusal, energy refusal, frame refusal. I'm not discussing that. Not relevant. Handle it as you see fit. Short, flat, final. Notice, power language is brief. Long emotional paragraphs are rarely written from strength. They are written from agitation. Brevity signals internal order. Now the warning. This philosophy is a weapon, but misuse turns it into isolation. Do not ignore allies. Do not withhold clarity where responsibility exists. Do not avoid necessary conversations. Strategy is selective silence, not universal silence. Use it against provocation, manipulation, ego traps, and low-value conflict, not against trust relationships. Precision, not coldness. High-level operators choose 3 engagement zones only: truth partners, mission partners, and consequence holders. Everyone else gets limited emotional access. Access control is emotional security. Most people are exhausted, not because life is hard, but because they react too often, explain too much, and engage too widely. Their energy is scattered across unnecessary battles. Focus is protected by indifference to noise. You want a practical test? For the next 7 days, cut your reaction speed in half, your explanations by half, and your argument count by half. Watch what changes. You will feel uncomfortable first, then lighter, then sharper. Space will appear where chaos used to live. And you will notice something interesting. When you stop reacting to every move, people start choosing their moves more carefully around you. That is quiet power. Now, we go practical. Not theory, usable moves. Dark trick 1. Break the reaction chain on purpose. When someone sends a provoking message, don't answer the content, answer the temperature. If they are hot, you stay cool. If they are loud, you stay brief. This creates emotional imbalance in your favor. Calm answers to emotional attacks make the attacker look unstable without you saying a word. Dark trick 2. Use the thin reply. Short, flat, complete. No extra emotion, no extra detail. Example: noted, understood. Do what you think is best. These replies close doors without starting fights. They give nothing to push against. Dark trick 3. Never defend character. Only clarify facts, and only once. The moment you start defending your personality, intentions, or heart, you enter a losing loop. Say the fact once. After that, repeat nothing. Repetition lowers status. Dark trick 4. Let wrong assumptions sit when they are harmless. Many times people misunderstand you in small ways. Let it live. Constant correction makes you look approval hungry. Selective correction makes you look grounded. Dark trick 5. Don't interrupt self-exposure. When someone is being unfair, emotional, or manipulative, most people jump in to stop them. Strategic thinkers let them talk. The longer they talk, the more they reveal bias and weakness to everyone watching. Dark trick 6. Answer pressure with process. When pushed for instant answers, say, "I'll decide after review." Need time to check. Not committing yet. Pressure hates delay. Manipulators hate delay even more. Dark trick 7. Protect your emotional tells. Don't show how excited you are about opportunities. Don't show how hurt you are by rejection. Don't show how angry you are at insult. Show measured response instead. Emotional privacy is strategic armor. Here's the core principle behind all 7. The person who controls their reaction controls the direction. Most people try to control outcomes. Fewer control conversations. Very few control themselves. That last group usually wins more than they speak. You don't need louder words. You need steadier nerves. You don't need more answers. You need fewer reactions. You don't need to explain more. You need to choose who deserves explanation. Practice this, and something shifts. Drama comes toward you less often. Not because people became better, but because you became harder to move. That's the real edge. If this helped you think sharper, stick around. More deep psychology and strategy lessons are coming. Drop a comment with the trick that hit you hardest. Share this with someone who reacts too fast. And don't forget to subscribe for the next one.